Hello. Hello and welcome to Two Dads Gamecast episode 6 on this beautiful February 1st.
We're back.
We are back and welcome. We're back. If you didn't notice, shame on you, but if you did notice last week or last what was it?
Tuesday this week. Yeah.
I had a test, and it was a timed test. I had 24 hours to complete a test, a certification, and it ended up taking me some of those hours to finish it. So, anyways, there's some other technical difficulties. But anyways, here we are.
But
That's
we're
all
here.
that matters. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Live or later on the VOD. Leave a comment if you like what you see. Follow this channel. This is
Please.
Daniel over here. My name's Aaron. Welcome to the Gamecast, and we're just two dads. We're casting, we're being part of this format, and then we're gaming, right, Dan?
Yeah.
We're gonna play some games tonight, or a game that kind of goes back to our childhood.
Yeah.
Our youth.
Yeah.
Which will be awesome.
Kicking it old school.
Old school is cool. It's not, you've heard the word cringe or cringe? My kids are like, it's cringe. You might find this cringe or cringe or whatever, but you know what? This game was retro cool, dude.
It was like, the bomb.
This was like Stranger Things era before that was cool. You know, I don't know about you. Nothing makes me feel older, Dan, than like my kid thinking that the 90s is like retro.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No, my daughter, my daughter's 18, all into like fashion and her things now. Yeah. And she's like, oh, I just love this retro look. And it's like literally clothes that my wife and I wore.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's like still half of my style today.
We have an old fashions radio station, and I think growing up, I remember it playing like music from the 60s.
Yeah.
And now it's playing like Nickelback, I think.
Ooh.
I don't know. It's just like,
ouch.
The kids that took over the station are like, listen to this old crap.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, yeah. Well, hey, your title for today is very deep. Give us it's your week where, even though we skipped last broadcast,
Tuesday, yeah,
this is still episode 6, and episode 5 was my episode, and so episode 6, Dan, take it away.
That's me. All right, so I'm gonna, from the outset, this is kind of a little disclaimer. I'm gonna be talking about some philosophical concepts here, based on some reading I've done. I find it very interesting. What's that?
I said, you can read? No,
I can read. Barely. I find it super interesting. And I think that kind of the outcome of what we're going to get into today, I find it to be very true. Not just because it's backed up by other belief systems I have as well. So it isn't just from a philosophical standpoint, but from my, what's the word? I don't want to say religious, but from my belief, my faith standpoint as well.
Yeah. This is, we get it.
So I'm going to be presenting this from the philosophical side, though. And so it all started, I read this book by Viktor Frankl called Man's Search for Meaning. And if anybody has never heard of this book, never read it, I highly suggest reading it. It's very fascinating.
What's the name of that book again?
Man's Search for Meaning.
Okay. Man's Search for Meaning.
Yeah, it's really good. Once I started, I actually listened to it while I was building a fence. So I had it on Audible, and like I didn't want to stop listening to it even when I was like taking breaks and stuff. So it's just super fascinating. But it really does get down to what's important to us and what really drives us as people, as humans, in our life. And so I'm kind of going to go back to kind of the beginning of those theories that were put out there by other philosophers to begin with.
People have been trying to figure this out for, I think, since the beginning of humanity, right?
Yeah. Well, and I think that's something that everybody kind of is like, why are we here? Like, what is my purpose in life? Right?
I ask that a lot when it's cold. Why am I here in the Midwest?
Why am I here?
Yeah. Why am I here? No, go ahead. Okay.
All right. No, you're good. It's good. So I'm gonna start. This probably isn't the first. Like, I know that like ancient Greeks and whatever wrestled with this question and had their own spin on it, but I'm gonna bring us forward quite a bit in time, all the way up to 1818.
Your eyes born.
Yeah, right. Feels like it sometimes when I wake up in the morning and my knees pop and my back pops.
Yep.
And, yeah. But a German philosopher named Arthur Schopenhauer, he wrestled with this question, and the answer he came up with was that all humans, at their base core instinctual drive, have a will to live, which really makes sense because we even talk about like our self-preservation instinct, which is basically that, right? Like a will to stay alive.
You see like it in animals, like fight or flight, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he said that basically the idea is that we have this blind drive forward to continue to perpetuate living. And it just is something we just do naturally without thinking about it, without planning, anything like that. It just happens. So it kind of makes sense. But, for any good theory to stand on its own 2 feet, it's got to be able to take criticism, right? So
unless it's mine, then you just better believe it.
Then you just shut up. So my thought process is, and maybe some of you guys have already jumped to this conclusion, but like not everybody has a will to live. Okay. Like there are people and that maybe commit suicide. All right. And we can say that maybe they're just mentally unwell and that's what put them there. A standardly mentally well person would not do that. But there are people who have sacrificed themselves for others. They've given up their life to save someone else or for the benefit of someone else. And so if that will to live was the core base instinct, that wouldn't be able to be overridden. Right. So, if you think about, easy pickings in this category would be like firefighters, police officers, military, right? Like these are people who literally by the virtue of their profession are putting their lives at risk and they know it. They know it. That's something like they have to make peace with on a daily basis in these situations. So I don't see how this theory holds completely true. I think there is a point to what he's saying, but I don't think it is.
But that's not the entire beginning and ending of
our
that's not,
just to
that's
live.
Yep. That's not the whole picture.
Right.
Correct.
So if we jump forward 60 years, we have another German philosopher / psychologist, Frederick. 60 years later.
So 78.
1878. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Friedrich Nietzsche. Y'all heard of him? Heard of Nietzsche?
Yes.
His theory was that all humans have this drive to have a will to have power, a will to power. So we all have a desire to be in control of our lives and the destiny that we're living for, that we want to control that. Which also in a way makes sense, doesn't it? Like we see a lot of people struggle for power, for control, for to rise in their station and in their ranks, to become more than what they are, in an authoritarian kind of way. And that's something that a lot of people do. Everybody wants to improve on where they're at based with power. Okay. As a, means to an end. And so, okay, let's look at that then. All right. If we're going to criticize Schopenhauer's will to live, we got to criticize Nietzsche's will to power. Well,
You have to get all of the Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon
yeah,
for power. What?
that's right.
No.
Yes, you got to collect them all. No.
But it's like, it kind of sounds like, like almost like the part of the American dream, right?
Yeah.
Raise to power. I don't know. Part of it. I don't know.
I mean, to be like the man of your own home and to have,
Yeah.
to own all of
Control,
these
comfort,
things and
power.
this control and this position and
Yeah.
prestige, like it
It's
kind
not
of
a bad
is.
thing to want power. I mean,
No, I mean, if
with
you
power
use
can
it
come
well,
safety, right?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it makes sense that
Yeah.
you would want, because yeah, you're right. That's
Unless
exactly
you're
right.
a bad guy.
Power kind of does equate security, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And that's
Sometimes.
often.
Yeah.
Often having power over your own situation can mean safety for yourself and
Yeah.
your family, your offspring. You can control that if you're have enough power.
Right.
But the problem is there are a lot of people. I'm saying this is a generalization. I will also caveat this with, I know people personally who do not want a position of power. Right? Like
Because with great power comes what?
responsibility.
That's right.
So yeah, there's
At least if you
people
have
who, if you have an Uncle Ben, but some people don't want that. They don't want the responsibility that comes with that position and that
So
power.
it's not their meaning of life, is it?
Right. It doesn't drive them. It's not their drive in life. All right. So let's jump forward then, roughly 20 years to the 1890s. We're going to go from Germany over to Austria. Big jump, I know.
Okay.
An Austrian psychologist, Sigmund Freud. Everybody's heard of Freud, right? Like,
Didn't they run a circus?
yes, no. I mean,
No.
it probably was a circus, as a matter of speaking, some of the things he did.
What am I thinking of? What circus am I thinking? Yeah, move on. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I mentally.
Sick.
This is the. This is.
No, that's not even close. Keep going. I'm sorry. I'm just
No,
I'm trying to take control and
it's
power.
Halfheimer's. It's Halfheimer's at our age. It's just
so
hitting.
okay. We're in Austria.
Austria. Will his theory is probably no surprise is that it was a will to pleasure, that we had to drive to use pleasure to get rid of anything we didn't like in our life. And that was really the drive, was comfort, pleasure, enjoyment of our life. That's what drove everyone forward, which makes
that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, he was thinking that he meant that was the pinnacle.
Well, that's what everyone was chasing. Maybe it wasn't the pinnacle, but that's what everyone is chasing, is pleasure.
Yep. Okay.
Which can make sense, like if you look at a kid, everything they do is about self-gratification and making themselves feel better. So that's you don't get more base instinct than a toddler. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So, I mean, in a way it makes sense.
It does.
But
I understand his
But what do you do with the people who put off enjoying something for future generations? They put off enjoying their life now to create safety and security for future generations. They weren't chasing pleasure. They worked hard. It was difficult. It was hard. It was not fun, but to them, it was a greater calling than just enjoying the day.
Yeah.
So
I think, and pleasure too, like, that makes me think of like people that, let's take the American rock star, right?
Mm-hmm.
Superstar.
Right.
How many of those people that have all the pleasures in the world can afford whatever they want? That's all they seek, it looks like to me. And yet they're like some of the saddest people that in their own lives,
Yeah.
And they also have to medicate.
Oh yeah.
To get through reality.
Some of them do. Yeah.
So,
yeah. No. So pleasure isn't all it's cracked up to be, really.
I personally don't think it is. I mean, there's definitely nice times for it.
Right. I'm not saying that
there's a place for it, right? It's a gift. Pleasures are a gift.
It's good to enjoy things for sure, but it's not. It shouldn't be the main focus.
The purpose of your life for pleasure. Yeesh.
Yeah. So that brings us then to a psychologist, Viktor Frankl.
You're talking about his book.
I was, yeah. So he's the one that wrote this book, that started me on this journey to begin with. And in 1946 is when he wrote that book, Man's Search for Meaning. And he said,
Mankind is what he's speaking of. I'm
yes,
assuming,
mankind, not just yes,
okay,
not gendered, just mankind's easily replaceable peoples. Yeah,
human beings. As
that's
they used
it.
to call them.
That's it. So he said that every person at their core is searching for a meaning in their life, that they have a drive and a desire and a will to have meaning. All right, so let's play with that concept a little bit.
Okay.
What the other three that came before him were saying are true. Those are all things people do strive for.
They're definitely activities that people fill their lives with.
Yeah. And they do seek, I think it makes sense. People are seeking for meaning in their life, and they're using these other methods to find meaning.
I feel like while they're trying to find meaning, while it's part of it, but it's not the end goal. It's not the end of the journey. It's part of the discovery process is that they're going after those things.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But those things aren't going to bring meaning because, and if you read his book, he's very clear about this. He says, meaning cannot come from self-service. It can only come from serving or focusing on the needs of others. That is the only way you can actually find meaning. And if you're doing it to find a sense of meaning, it will have less meaning. So you have, and I know this is like, seems contradictory, but what it really means is you can't do it for its own sake. You have to do it because you genuinely care about and want to help those other people and focus on the other people because you genuinely care about helping and serving others. Then you'll find meaning. But if you're searching and saying, I need to go find meaning, you're not going to find it because it's self-serving.
Kind of reminds me of that famous quote, those who seek to save their life, keep their life will lose it, and those that lose their life will gain it. So that's an Aaron version of that, but kind of sounds familiar to me. But yes, I'm tracking. So tell me about this author. What gives him? What was his? Obviously, I can guess what the name and the time.
Right.
His experience to come to this meeting. What was his? What's the background on this book that you're reading on the author? What's his background writing that?
Yeah. So
people can go read it for themselves, but
and the first third of the book is about his experience in life. That's basically establishes his credentials in being able to say this. Aside from being a doctor of psychology, right? He was a Jew that was interned in German prison camps during World War II. So he went through a lot of suffering himself. He saw a lot of other people going through suffering, and he was able to observe because he was a doctor of psychology before he went into any of the prison camps, before any of this kicked off. So he already had all of this knowledge of how people's brains and minds work and process things to use as he's observing this. And a lot of his concepts that he puts into this book come from his experience there in the prison camps. But he definitely says that even suffering can bring a great sense of meaning because it comes down to why are we suffering? What are we suffering for? And how well we suffer. So complaining, moaning and groaning about your suffering is not going to bring any meaning through it. But suffering well for a greater purpose, bigger than yourself, can be an incredible sense of meaning.
Absolutely. I'm a little slow, but it just came to me. Siegfried and Roy.
There it is. Close.
No, that's it's amazing how when faced with adversity where pleasures, where life and death, like you're faced with your own mortality,
Yeah.
where you realize what's important and what's not important. And that's very true. Like in life, right? We all know this. You're on your deathbed. You're not going to be wishing you had more cars or more money or more pleasures. You know what's important to you, and it comes. I see his point. It's what you've invested in others, and that's kind of evident because of those around you, or what you've invested your life into others. Yeah, yeah. I think it's interesting that he came to that conclusion as a philosophy on his own with that experience. And regardless of your background, particularly like if you're raised in a Christian background, we're taught at a very early age, like to serve and live for others is the way to honor God, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to please Him. That's what we were created, is to bring glory to Him.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what religion you have, it's interesting to me that, I think, just from what I know about the atrocities of concentration camps, I don't think it would be very easy to find pleasure there or see, needless to say, or power. He's totally out of.
Right. You have no power there.
No control. Yeah, he's out of. And yet.
And you would lose your will to live.
Obviously survived, right?
Yes.
Because he wrote the book later in 40s. So, but the meaning in life there, that's good. I think, in America, we often probably, and not just America, but in modernized, busy, money-driven cultures, like where our focus is strictly pleasure and self-gratification, how empty that can make us feel as we chase and make it the purpose of our life instead of serving others. Like for instance, a simple thing like going, let's make it really simple for me and people like me, with kids, because this is a dad's Gamecast, right? Going on a hike is very pleasurable by yourself experiencing, and there's time for that, right? And all that. But taking your kid along and suffering through their physical woes and the suffering they might, I don't know. It's interesting that he said that after what he, instead of, I don't know. That's an interesting conclusion. There's so many other conclusions you think that you could come to after suffering at the hands of evil people like that. But realizing that he found meaning in that. I have not read that book, but I need to read that book. It sounds very interesting, intriguing. How big of a book is that? Is it like 4,000 pages?
No, it's really not that big.
A quick listen.
I think when I listened to it, it was, well, here, I've got it on my phone. Let me see how many hours of listening it is on Audible.
Well, you can go 1.5 speed.
Oh, I did. Oh,
yeah. 'Cause some of those pauses are.
Oh yeah, they can be long. Let's see. Man's search.
What is that celebrity? Jim Carrey. Isn't he he's pretty much like life has no meaning, there's no purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because, I don't know. It's not a way I'd want to end up.
So this book, if you listen to it on Audible, is 4 hours and 44 minutes of listening. So it's not super long, but it's packed with information.
Cool.
So
you put that in the notes.
Yeah, for sure.
Comments.
So let me take this one step further. So we talked about this concept. We talked about kind of how it all means and boils down and whatever. But let's look at this in our own lives and what it takes to actually use this, to do something with it. Right? So to be able to really implement any kind of, I don't know, I don't want to just say self-help, but building up yourself to being a better person takes introspection. You have to be able to look inside yourself and be honest with your reasons and motivations for doing things.
Okay.
and face the ugliness that's you, right? Everybody's internal dialogue and everything can be kind of nasty, right? Like just being brutally honest. I know mine can. I don't think I've talked to a single person who's honest about their own thought process that was like, oh no, it's all rainbows and butterflies in there. And it's okay. All right. It's okay because we're not going to act on all of those things, and that's fine. But you have to look at the day-to-day things you do, what your reason is for doing them, and being honest about it. Right? Because what we have to do is we have to say, who am I? We have to be able to understand who we are. And there's, if you want to take just from a purely psychological standpoint, there's 3 aspects to who we are as a person. Okay? So first of all, there is how we see ourselves, right? Our own self-image, if you will, of who we are. And then there's how other people see us, right? So how we see ourselves and how other people see us, those are 2 different kind of versions, if you will, of ourselves. And then there is, sorry, I got to look at my notes here because there's like so much I'm trying to share. And then there's who we are as far as like what we do.
Okay.
Okay. So how we see ourselves and how other people see ourselves might not always line up with what we actually do and who we actually are. Right. So those are the kind of the 3 aspects of determining who you are. So the closer you can get those things into alignment, the more accurate it'll be, obviously, right? So if I view myself the same way, Aaron, you view me, and the things I do confirm, my actions confirm my self-perception and your perception, then that would be a fairly accurate idea of who I am. So we can have beliefs and see ourselves as a certain person, but our actions don't reflect that.
I think we've all run into those people that think they're something and everybody else is like,
right.
Yeah. Those
You're
people are not a touch,
not
right?
that guy. So,
Yep.
so I'm going to use this as a basic example, but I'm sure people can kind of extrapolate this into maybe areas of their own life. Okay. Let's say I believe stealing is wrong, but when I go to the grocery store and I'm going through the produce aisle, I grab 2 or 3 grapes off a bunch and eat them as I keep walking.
Gross.
First of all,
sorry.
very gross. But I have seen people do it. Anyway, that's beside the point. Is it hurting the bottom line of the store? Probably not. But does that make it right or okay? No. Is it stealing? Yes. So if I say, oh no, stealing's wrong, but I'm willing to do that, then my self-perception and my actions are not lining up with being who I am as a person. So that's the kind of thing I'm saying we need to take a look at, is when our actions don't line up with what we say we believe or who we say we are as a person.
Do you know, I'm laughing. Dude, post-COVID, speaking of who we are and what we do, driving.
Oh my God.
Like, what the heck? People get in their car and they forget who they are.
Seems like it.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah, they got they got used to all the anonymity of being at home and behind the computer screen or something.
I've no backdrop, so if you see people coming through, that's my family. So
cool.
Yeah,
hi family.
Live and real. Hi family. Yes, this is real. This is real life right here. Who I am. There you go, right there.
Family.
But yeah, like stealing grapes, driving a car. Holy smokes! It feels like people have lost. That reminds me too. Like, have you seen that video of those 2 dogs that are like barking at each other through a fence? Like,
I don't
blah,
think
blah,
so.
blah, blah, blah. And then they open the gate and they're like, "Oh, hello," and then the gate goes back and blah 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 blah.
Oh, that's funny.
I think personally, like who I am and what people think I see who I am and who I am. I guess how do you establish a normal on that?
So there's
Like,
always going to be a difference between who you really are and who people see you to be.
because you want some privacy, right?
Right.
You got a little bit of show. I mean,
But let me
professionalism.
right, but let me say this, that you and I were both raised with an extreme issue in this area.
You were going to be what you're supposed to be, regardless
Of
of
what
how you
things
felt
really
or
were.
who you are.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're going to portray, and you're going to be a fake facade of what actually is going on.
Right. And that's an excellent word for it. We definitely had some massive facades to put up when we were in public or around other people. Yeah. My
life was a Wile E. Coyote painting of a tunnel through a rock.
That's hilarious.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I felt. That's how I perceived it.
And so it's hard. It's hard because I know there's a lot of people that were raised that way, that have been brought up that way, or even just feel pressured to be that way on their own. They don't want people to know who they really are or what their life is really like.
This is the tough thing. Okay, Dan, I think if you're stuck in the the cycle of pretending to be somebody who you're not, and then you can't get out of it, and then you make friends based on that person,
it's stressful.
The facade, and you're now you feel like you can't be the real person you are and who people see, and you can't get those aligned.
Yeah.
And then now you feel isolated and alone inside.
Super lonely. Yeah.
And man, you're lonely even though you're around people because it's not the real you. Yeah. And then also you're afraid of losing people because if they saw who you really are or what you're really going through and all that.
It's depressing.
There's fear and anxiety. It's depressing, dude. Especially like if you're raised that way as a kid and that's forced on you. A lot of the kids you're around, you just don't know what's real, what's up, what's down.
Yeah.
It causes a lot of issues.
Yeah. And it's tough to break out of that cycle. Like I had to go through I had to go through a divorce, honestly, before I was shaken enough in my own personal life to take a look at who I was portraying myself to be versus who I actually was.
Yeah.
And it was hard.
You're saying suffering brought some meaning. I think when it comes to you and me, like about friendship, guess what we have in common here? A little bit of suffering, I think too. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
A little bit of suffering. Yeah. I mean, it's not like concentration camp. Don't hope nobody quotes me wrong on that. Right. Obviously, I'm not saying that. But I think, like you always wonder, like, hey, we've been through tough times. We've been through thick and thin, and we're real close. Kind of those kind of sayings about friends,
Right.
Our true friends are friends that go through good times and the bad with you,
Yep.
So it's easy to have pleasure. It's easy when you control and power to have these friendships. You see it with, like a rich person with all their friends, right?
Right.
And then as soon as the money and control and power is gone, there goes the friends when the hard times come, right?
Yep.
But the friends that stick around, they're your true friends. I think that's just a reflection on not the circus guy. Not the circus guy. Not
Freud? Sigmund Freud? Sigmund Freud.
Roy. Siegfried and Roy. Not that guy. But yeah, no, that's cool. Good stuff today, Dan. It's a little different than what we've been talking about. Not as hilarious, but the good thing too about once you get through the suffering, is, you can laugh about it a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't.
Sometimes you just roll your eyes at it and move on.
But it gives you some meaning.
Yeah.
Guys, speaking of suffering, you guys might just suffer through the graphics of this next game.
Oh my goodness. But it's going to be so fun though. Listen, if there's one thing I love, it's being able to go back and play retro style games. Okay. Speaking of retro at the beginning, this is not a 90s game. Actually, It might've been a 90s game.
When did it? Hold on.
Now we have to find out.
I'm not going to Google it. When
So what we're talking about, while he's looking this up, what we're talking about is we're going to be playing, it's not exactly it because we're not on the same computer side by side, which was required for this to have multiplayer.
Yeah, that's why back then the games are, remember getting in the same basement next to shoulder. If things got rough, it got you felt it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You felt the tension in the player next to you.
Punching, throwing the controller, smashing the keyboard.
Talk about VR, dude. You didn't even need it. It was right there in your face. But
this came out 23 years ago.
Dang. So it came out in 2000? 2001?
2001. Yeah.
I thought it was older than that.
I mean, but here's the thing. It's a redo of a older game that came out. Let's see when. So if anybody's played
Scorched Earth. Anybody know that game? The tank shooting game. You got the two little tanks on the screen. You can lob missiles over a mountain or whatever at each other and blow each other up. That's the game that we're talking about.
Yeah.
When did that come
out? Scorched Earth. Oh, that's the wrong one. Scorched Earth.
That was the CIA project for mutual annihilation with thermonuclear warfare.
Yeah, it came out in 1991.
Okay.
So 10 years prior to that.
Okay. So yeah, so what we're playing, what we're going to be playing tonight is called Pocket Tanks. It's like almost the identical game, but it just allows us to play multiplayer online since we're about 1,000 years. Since we're about 1,000 miles apart.
We're tricking the computer to think, obviously, I think we're on a local area network. So this is technically a LAN game, but here we go.
All right, let me switch us over here to something a little more fun than philosophy.
Man, win. What's the philosophy on this game?
I don't know. Blow up the other person.
Right. Okay. I have some tank jokes for you, but I looked up some tank jokes and they were right.
No tanks.
What's the most used tank on the battlefield?
A tank top? I don't know.
Fuel tanks. All right. Yeah. Wow. So are we live on the Are we live on the screen?
We're up. We're up.
All right. So this game you get to pick. It's like kind of like picking a jury.
Yeah. So these are our list of weapons, and we take turns picking them. So
you're gonna take the homing worm.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that. That was stupid how well that worked last time we played.
Yeah.
We got some new ones on here.
Yeah, pile driver. Let's say WWE.
Yeah, I don't know. Crazy
spider.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm taking a crazy Ivan.
So pile driver.
I'm gonna go with the firecracker.
Yeah, I like that one. What is a groundhog?
Take a zapper. Why not?
Right.
Bzz, bzz.
Yeah, I like the zapper too.
Jackhammer. Ooh.
You only can use these guys once.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try the spider. I don't know. We'll see what it is.
All right, let's go.
It's a hailstorm. It sounds messy.
Sniper. Let's go. Ooh, I was gonna take that. Single shot zapper, magic wall. I'm gonna take the zapper.
You never know when you need a wall.
That's right. It's not just a wall. That's a magic wall.
Oh my gosh. What?
There's what? Okay. The wind. Oh, we have wind. We have wind. Wind is 4. I don't know what that means. Is it blowing from left to right? Maybe from left to right. Let's pretend it's left to right.
Go
no,
by, honey.
you start. Okay. You start.
Right, I'm going first. Okay.
Your daughter doesn't want to be on screen. She doesn't want to stop by and say hi.
It's okay.
It's all right.
I know.
Lots of power at low angle. Hopefully you shoot right over my head. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, it went off screen. Yes. All right. Angle. You know, let's go like.
Can you see my clock over your guy? Is it messing up your view? No.
Okay. No, I can't see yours. And power is going to have to definitely be more than 20. Let's go with, let's try that. Let's see. Well, let's find out.
Sheesh.
A little more power, I guess. Nice try. Nice try. You got 19 on me. All right, this changes everything now. Let's move this angle up. And we need to definitely increase the power. Crazy guy. What should we use? Let's use a firecracker. That's kind of an area type.
About that?
Oh man.
Well, if I had.
What a waste.
What a waste.
That one went right over your head. Come on.
Get in the hole. Third volley. You can move. How's your moving? Can
I
you
don't
move your
know.
tank
I don't know.
around?
I'm looking to see if there's something I can. Oop, no, I don't want to end the game. I was just trying to back up. See if I can move. Can I move up a little bit? All right, let's see what we got. Angle. It's gonna be terrible. I'm gonna have to put so much power on this. I only have 100.
Fire away. Go, baby.
All right, let's
Do
see
you
what
know
see what crazy I haven't. Oh, that's gonna be way
Whoa.
too much. Yeah,
that was like the moon was like what?
right. It's like that old movie To the Moon. The rocket pokes it in the eye.
Oh wow, that's just going at an angle. That was not good.
Take it down here. Let's try a zapper. Ooh, that might be decent. All right. A little more power, and we're almost there. I kind of appreciate that you did this because now I got this like protective covering in front of me.
Yeah.
So, you know, thank you.
Yeah, that was.
That was pretty good. All right, so
You
we got
just watch.
Add a little more. Let's see what this does. Yes.
What was that? A jackhammer? It
Yeah.
kinda went down the hill, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It went downhill. I'm a little sad about that, but it put me in the lead of points. I got 41 to your stinking little 39.
What was my power there for? You know, that's. I'm really. This is a horrible game right now, but the wind helps.
It changes it for sure, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Oh. All right.
Okay,
that rolled away. Let's go. What do we got?
Oh, okay.
Nice.
That was cool. Points.
This is a really high point game here, Aaron.
We had like we ran this earlier. It's like was it? Oh. Look at you being all stupid. I mean.
All right. Okay. All right. You pretty proud of that? You pretty proud of that? Here, try this on for size. Try this on for size, buddy.
Okay.
How did it miss? The last one hit direct. What in the world? The wind didn't change. Dang it.
Well, at least you have meaning in life.
Yeah, I get to suffer. Oh, look, you have a magic wall.
You know. Can I use my cursor on that? Here we go.
It's not gonna help you. Is this our last one? This is the last one. Last shot.
It's a magic.
Nice, dude.
Okay,
nice.
Play again. Ready?
Yep.
All right.
Let's go.
Here's the thing. So I don't feel it's unfair. I get to pick first every time.
No. It isn't. It isn't.
How about this? How about we click random every time for this round?
Okay.
How's that?
That's fine.
Now it's an hour.
We'll look at you down there.
What do I have here? Tommy gun, tracer, homing worm, scatter shot, chain reaction, heat seeker, skipper, 3-shot, single shot. Why'd you have all the just the defensive ones?
All the best. I'm
All
just
right,
gonna be like, you can't touch me.
Hey, the wind is -30. Like I'm confused though. Like from what?
Does that mean it's going to the left a power of 30 and it went to the right a power of 4 last time?
So if it's a -30, so if I do 80, that's 50. So we'll find out.
Not a bad guess. Not a bad guess. Let's see. I got. Oh, dude. All right. Tracer, homing missile, Tommy gun, homing worm, pile driver, mountain mover, hailstorm, skipper, big shot, and single shot. All right. So
I think random's a better way to do it because then it's more of a
that's fine.
challenge.
That's fine. All right. Let's see. Wind's pushing with me, so that's like a power of 50. It's all downhill. I really only have to get, so I don't need a lot of power here. Let's see what this gets me. Oh, never mind. That was terrible. I don't think that's right. I think the wind must be blowing at me because I would have thought it should have gone further than that. All right.
Wow. What?
That was pretty amazing. All right, so let's try this. Let's see where this gets me.
Oh, that worked.
Yoink. Well, yeah, it's a homing missile, so as long as I get over you, I can't miss. But it would have gone too far with the power I was at, so dial that back a little bit. Ooh,
What?
you got some damage though. You got some damage.
14.
Let's go with a homing worm, because either way that should. Oh, it went off. Too far the wrong way. All right. That gives me a good trajectory there. I know where I'm at. Bro, I was just starting to figure out the power I needed.
Well, I was rearranging the carpet.
The stratosphere.
Yeah, that was a chain reaction, sir.
I guess I can't move up that way any further. Maybe I can move this way. Change my direction a little bit. There we go. Now I got to change everything. Oh my goodness, killing me. Oh, that's not going to be enough.
Oh, got me.
Got a little damage there. Not much.
Yeah.
Not much. I'm at 29. You're at 100, but just give me some time. I'll start figuring it out. About 700 games in, I'll have.
Oh, it's going to go backwards.
Oof.
I thought I'd skip a lot more than that, like a roller. Now you got a skipper too, don't you?
I do have a skipper. I'm gonna add a little extra power here. See how that works out.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Stupid crater.
That's really helping you out.
Oof. All right, so we need just a little more power. Let's use our single shot. See what that gives us.
Miss. Oh, what the heck?
I'm getting it, buddy. I told you, just give me time. Just give me time. You're still winning, but you know, whatever.
Down, baby.
Nope.
Oh my God. How? I got tracers. I mean, an Tommy gun. I got a spider, I guess.
What's it? I don't even know what a spider does. Does it crawl?
Oh, that's a pretty good one.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Okay.
I should have moved too.
I don't even know what a pile driver does. Does it clear something?
I don't know. Look at you coming back to win. That was pretty impressive.
It's, you know. You think I can't hit you there? It's so cute.
Be a little better, hopefully.
See what you got. Hit me with your best shot.
I can't get it. The wind. I can't.
It's negative 26 now. It keeps changing.
My negative 26 degrees.
This is probably not going to hit. I don't even know what it is. It's a pile driver.
Ooh. That's
Well, this is my last one.
You win.
Didn't do any damage.
You won by 69. All right, here's a tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker. Let's go. Randomize.
Here we go. Are you ready? Yep.
I can dig
magic walls.
I can dig it.
All right.
You're up. Oh, this is flat. -7 wind. All right. I'm scared. Oh, you got a sniper? No. Oh,
Let's see what this does.
Good. Hit the hill. Shoot the hill. Do it. Yes. Ooh. They pack a pretty good punch. Lower it down like that. We're going to go see what 50 gets us, and we'll send our tracer. I can live with that. The heck was that?
It was only 20. 40. 20. I can live with that. Oh.
What?
That works.
No.
Got a little bit.
I'm gonna change my angle and power now.
On the wings of an angle. It's gonna hit 40. 30.
That was close. A little more power and I gotcha. Homing missiles, you got to send up above them. It's once it gets over the top, it'll come straight down on their head.
Thank you very much for that advice.
I really shouldn't tell you, but you're my friend, so I will.
Keep bouncing to the left, please.
Why is it? Don't do that.
This is a win.
That's dumb.
Oh, you're at 60. I thought you were at 70. My bad. Here we go. The shot heard around the world. The 5th. Ooh, how? Okay.
Yeah. Let's go. I'm gonna put your tank in my pocket. Oh.
Yeah, you've won because I don't think I have any more offensive firepower. You might have won the whole night. That's my conclusion, anyways. That's a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
It's doing some damage. That's doing some damage.
Not as bad as this will do, though. I got 2 magic walls to shoot at you, so prepare.
Let's go. Let's go. Yes. That's amazing.
Yeah. Do you feel intimidated?
No.
It's gonna build a wall.
Ooh, all right.
Look at this photo. Look at this graph. 191 to 68. At least, hey, this has crashed less than Call of Duty. Winner. Oh, I got a zapper still.
Ooh, zap me. Now you gotta get over your walls. Clunk.
Huge. I thought I only had magic walls left. You look at that dirt ball.
Some backyard gameplay right there. Now what? I buried my competition.
I should have shot you and then done that.
There.
That's like nice. Well played, my friend.
Well, we can do. We can. Is that it?
One more, okay.
Let's go one more. Let's. You got to have a chance to redeem yourself. You got. Yeah.
That was horrible.
We got time. We got time. I'm just gonna pick all my. No, I'm just kidding.
Be fair, okay? Play nice. All right.
There's a big valley between us. The wind is 26. Worm your way into my heart.
26, is that towards me?
I'm guessing wind should be left to right if it's positive. I don't know. That's just my assumption. I could be wrong. Got to move out of that
divot.
Well, I just don't want you to know exactly how to hit me. I go uphill. Let's do that. I don't know what a pineapple does. I know they're delicious. I know they're delicious.
Yes. Man, pineapple sounds good right now.
Let's do a 3-shot, see what happens.
Ooh.
Not bad. Ooh.
You're welcome. I just wanted to sit you down in a hole.
Yeah, but now you've got it dialed in. I got to move again. All right, so now that's going to be way too much power. We gotta dial this back here. And we're going to do, let's do a heat seeker, see what that gets us. Nothing, because I didn't get it up high enough. All right, that was a waste. Oh, yeah, that's right. That thing really climbs.
That wind.
Woof.
It's a skipper. Chain reaction. Too low. Oh, still. What? I'm stuck. All right, here we go.
Let's go. Ooh, nice shot, dude. Nice shot. Let's go pineapple.
Who lives in a pineapple on the hill? What, 60?
2 little hits got me 60. I like it. Big flavor. And explosions. No.
How come mine hit you directly and it's 20? This game is rigged. Are you cheating? Are you using an aimbot?
Shh. My Call of Duty aimbot works in this game too. Just gotta aim it right up over him and let it do this. Oh, nice. Oh, just regular worm. Okay, all right.
I was trying to just be shifty.
I'm gonna take this back down a little bit here. I think that's right. Not quite. 1 is the loneliest number. Let's go. Okay. All right.
33 though. You're just killing me, Smalls. I have another spider, but it's not going to do anything.
That's all right. It's 33.
I thought that's why I got you last time, 33.
Yeah. Like shoot your way out of that. Just wait. I got something for you. maps for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you'll never be over this.
Oh no! What will I do?
What will you do with that?
What will I? What will I?
It's a magic wall of death. Are you intimidated? Well, you know what? No, I shall not play again.
Ooh, going away from that game, huh?
That was good.
All
That's fun. I liked
done.
it.
That was nice, dude.
I'll walk a lot.
That was nice. So, what do you think we should bring back next time? Your pick. Your pick.
We got Serious Sam. We got
Unreal.
Serious Sam. I think we play some Serious Sam. What
Okay.
do you think about that?
Yeah, I like it.
I like Serious Sam. Or we can play some Call of Duty too. We'll see. But Serious Sam sounds fun.
Okay.
When are they releasing new maps for Call of Duty?
February 7th. So 6 more days.
Yeah, let's do Serious Sam then while we wait for the new maps.
Okay. I like it.
Sounds good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So next Gamecast is going to be Tuesday.
Yes.
And what day is that while I look on my phone?
Well, today's Thursday, so
So the 6th.
okay. Yeah.
And join us here on this exciting stream at 8 o'clock. It'll be my turn
Ooh.
to
Host the topic.
To host the topic and to pontificate. Yes.
Oh, nice. Excellent verbiage.
Yeah. Pontification is my gift.
It's your word of the day. We'll put it that way.
Word of the day is
So I think, seeing as how we're dads, we should leave like just a tidbit of dad advice, leaving out of the streams.
Yeah. Do not eat yellow snow.
That's a classic.
Okay. What do you got?
That's a good one.
Some more philosophical?
I don't. I was just gonna say that you should always check
Never go to bed angry.
That's a classic, isn't it? That is a classic.
Shut up.
You're making me angry. No, I was gonna say, don't forget to check your engine oil in your car.
You know that's excellent. And make sure when you check your engine oil, it's actually the engine oil that you're checking and not like the transmission fluid.
Right.
Normally it's the dipstick is yellow, and make sure your car was off and setting for a little bit so the oil can pool back into the pan. So
I was just gonna let them learn those things the hard way, but I mean, you're helping them out. I guess that's good.
Here, I just Googled the best dad's advice. Number 1, talk about ideas, not people. What?
No, so they're saying like, don't gossip.
Oh, why don't they just say don't gossip then?
Because that doesn't sound as daddish.
Number 2, everyone deserves a fair chance. Okay.
Sometimes they've already had their fair chance, though.
Approach people with a rose in your hand and a hammer behind your back. I kind of like that one.
That's kind of nice. That kind of reminds me of like, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Unless you're, yes, okay. I like that. That's deep. Okay, and then I only got 3 more. Do what you love and stay in the driver's seat. I don't know. Sometimes I need a nap.
For sure.
The last one is, it's not where you go, but what you do when you get there. Deep thoughts, Dad.
Okay.
Deep
all right.
thoughts.
I like that. I like that. That's good.
I like your dad's advice better. I think the oil change thing is better advice. The other ones were just more like, not really advice. It's more just like words to live by. So
yeah. Yeah.
All right, Dan.
Good deal.
Well, thanks for another good Gamecast. Let's do this again on Tuesday.
Thanks for everybody who joined us, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
See you later. Bye.